Hello, you are not illiterate, you've read the title. In this video, we are going to find out which of these two web scraping tools is the best for scraping Google Maps. How do they work? What data can you extract? Can we scrape at a large scale? Hi, my name is François, and today we're comparing Data Miner and Scrap.io. Let's start with the basics. How do Data Miner and Scrap.io work? We can notice three main differences. The first one is about their nature. Data Miner is a Chrome extension, meaning the tool interacts directly on your browser. Whereas Scrap.io is a SaaS, it's an online tool, so data are scraped on the cloud. The second difference is linked with their promises. So what I like to do personally is taking a look at their websites, at their landing pages. For Data Miner, we can read Data Miner is the most powerful web scraping tool for professional data miners. Whoa, slow down, boy. And for Scrap.io, Google Maps leads generator. More seriously about Data Miner, I think they are saying that it's the most powerful web scraping tool because, as we have said, it interacts directly on your browser, which can have some advantages, but is it really the most powerful web scraping tool?
We'll put their name to the test.
So you have understood it, Data Miner is useful for scraping websites overall, day-to-day websites, if we can call them that, while Scrap.io's purpose is to scrape Google Maps, and only Google Maps. To sum up, Data Miner is a generalist and Scrap.io is a specialist. The last difference is related to entry barriers, meaning how easily Mr. Joe can use the tool. What's important to understand is that if you are using Data Miner, you build your own scraper, you build your own crawler. On one hand, you are more flexible, but on the other hand, if there is a problem, you are on your own. For Scrap.io, the scraper, the crawler is already at your disposal. All that remains to do on your part is making your request or your requests. In other words, it's easier because you have zero setup. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to answer our second question, meaning what data can we extract with both tools? It's time to make a quick demo. Let's start with Data Miner. It's a Chrome extension, so I add to Chrome, I add the extension, and boom, extension is ready. As we have said with Data Miner, we have to create our own scraper. So what I've done is that I made a simple Google Maps search. I was looking for restaurants near Nashville, Tennessee, USA, and once I have my request, I can simply turn on Data Miner. I can click and make a new recipe for this page and it will help me to scrape the data I want. But, because there is always a but somewhere, there is a problem. And believe me, it's a real problem. And the problem is that with Data Miner, we can't scrape Google Maps in one go. We have to divide our task into two steps. The first one is we have to retrieve all the Google Maps URLs, meaning the URLs of the Google Maps card, so we should end up with something like this, right? And we have to do that with all 120 restaurants in Nashville. Why 120 results? It's because of the Google Maps limits. No matter how big your request is, you cannot exceed the limit of 120 results. Don't hate the players, hate the game. So we have to scroll down to the bottom of the page until we reach the end of the list, and then we can retrieve the URLs. So we can do that with Data Miner, of course, but in my opinion, it's not the easiest way of doing it. So maybe for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use another web scraping tool, which is called Instant Data Scraper. Web scraping tool is a big word. Let's say it can come in handy for scraping URLs, and that's what we need right now. Okay, let's try that one more time. Try another table, and we've got 64 rows, and each time we have access to the URL. Good. I can click on Excel. So as you can see with Instant Data Scraper, we have access to a bit of data, but nothing really relevant, to be honest. No phone number, no website, so you won't go far with this tool. But it's alright, as we have said, it was only the beginning. Now, once we have access to the URL, we can use data miner, right? Here is an example. Let's use data miner now. I'm making a recipe to type, it's 1 row, 3 page. Do this before scraping the page or after scraping? Not necessarily. Scrape colons, add new colon, and let's say you are going to scrape 3 data rows just for the sake of the example. But in overall, let's just say that you are able to extract any data on that page. Title, I can click on easy colon finder. I can do something like this, click on confirm, and I will have access to my data. Or I can do a similar way by writing a CSS selector. So if I want to extract the phone number, let's say, I tap phone, and within the advanced settings I can type my selector. So I've written it on a paper because I couldn't have copy and paste it. What a dumbass. Button area label is equal phone, one data, and the phone number. Let's create one last column, website. Advanced settings, boom, we replace phone by website, and it's not a button, it's an A element. And we have access to the website. Merveilleux. I go to save, recipe name, and I click on save as new, and voila. Obviously this is not the end of our work because we have done the process for one Google Maps card, but we want to replicate the same process for all 64 URLs. So what I have to do is turning on data miner one more time, one last time. I click on scrape this page, and we have to jump into the crawl scrape tab, load new crawl, create new crawl. I type my URLs. So let's pick up 10 of them. I paste my URLs. I click on check it. URLs are valid. Cool. Recipe. My recipes. Gmaps. I have a preview, the preview looks good. Next step, crawler name. Start row number and row number before scraping, I don't know, 5 seconds. After scraping, 5 seconds. Everything is good, I can click on start crawl. It's going to take a bit of time because, as we have said it twice already, but let's say it a third time, data miner interacts on our browser. Here it is, I'm not touching anything, and each time it will visit the next URL. And at the end of the day, we have 10 data rows. So does it work? Absolutely. Is there an easier way of doing it? Absolutely. And it's here that comes scrap.io. So once you have logged in, I can have access to my dashboard, and within that tab, we can make any request we want. Each request is based on a category, an activity, and on Google Maps there are more than 4,000 different activities. So if I pick the very same one, restaurant, I can perfectly do that because restaurant is a valid category. And the remaining 4 criteria are location criteria. Country, level 1 division, level 2 division, and city. So for the country it makes sense. I can change it from France to United States. Level 1 division refers to the state and level 2 division refers to a county. We have called them this way because the words state and county are not universal names. So I can specify Tennessee. I can specify a level 2 division if I want to, but I don't have to. I can directly type Nashville and click on search. It's as simple as that. And I'm about to retrieve 1600 results. But I can do more. I can filter my results beforehand. Essential filters, advanced filters. For example, that's just an example, filters that can make sense can be closed permanently no, so opened restaurants, with a website or an email address, and establishments which have created an account on Google Business Profile. So yes, if I click on filter, I will have an updated database. So please note that this number actually is a preview because once I am clicking on export, scrap.io is going to re-extract in order to make sure that you have access to the most updated database possible. So let's do that. If I click on export, I can give an export name and set up an exported lines limit if I want to. And all that remains to do is to click on export. Once it is done, you have to wait for a little bit. It obviously depends on how many data rows you are about to retrieve. What's important to remember is that within your My Exports tab, you can see all the exports you have done so far. And for each and every one of your requests, you can download them in a CSV or Excel file. Let's take a look at what we have, shall we? Google ID, name, description, main type, all types, website, phone number, full address, street 1, street 2, postal code, state, level division, country, country code, longitude, latitude, link, owner name, place ID, email, it's good. Social media links, first seen on, price range, reviews count, reviews rating, reviews per score, photos count, photo 1, photo 2, occupancy is claimed, working hours, characteristics, SEO related data, if the company has a website, of course, website title, keywords, meta description, meta image, meta generator, additional email addresses, same thing for contact pages, same thing for social media links, and we end up with website technologies and website ad pixels. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to answer our final question. Can we extract data at a large scale? But what does large scale mean? Well, let's say, can we scrape data at the scale of a country, of an entire country? Well, let's start with data miner. Can we do that? Yes, technically it's possible. The main problem lies within the execution time. It's going to take an insane amount of time. An insane amount of time, mainly because of 120 results limit we have talked about previously. The good news is that on Scrap.io we don't have such limitations. And we had the opportunity to check that out ourselves when we were about to retrieve the 1600 restaurants in Nashville. As you can see right now, usually I'm only doing demo extractions, but sometimes I had to make larger extractions, and I was perfectly able to do that. I could have extracted 100,000 data rows, sometimes 200,000 data rows, and it worked just fine, because the point is that it works just as flawlessly for extensive extractions as it does for smaller ones. So if you want to try out Scrap.io, remember, by clicking the link in the description, your first 100 leads are 100% free. This is the end of the video. If you have enjoyed it, you can subscribe. There is nothing else to see. Bye!